Symbol of excellence in sports entertainment.
Yeah, so I may be a little late to the dance, but apparently this is still a thing in 2014, especially since Mr. Boers recently put out a video, a tell-all video, that's about 40 minutes, and I didn't sit through the whole thing because it's a little long in the tooth, but for the few people wondering what my stance on this thing is, I don't give a shit. I've never given a shit. Uh, I've touched on it, as a lark. But for me, I didn't care about this whole thing back when it was kinda sorta relevant way back when. I sure as hell don't care about it now, but apparently some people still do, as evident by the existence of a certain blog. So for the few folks who still care about this sort of thing, even though it's left the realm of relevancy ages ago, well, I got this match that I've cooked up. It's in an old video game on the old Wii. You remember the Wii? It's the one with the wavy thing? Anyways, I got that. It's an Iron Man match, 30 minutes. Whoever scores the most falls, pinfalls, submission, victories, whatever, whoever scores the most falls at the end of 30 minutes wins the match. So it's not one fall to a finish, it's till the end. It's computer control, no human players involved, so it's all randomized and stuff, and it's going to be amazing. We've got a capacity crowd in the arena. Let's get to it. I'm sure it's going to be a full house, and oh, it's a Sunday night heat showing. Oh, okay. I didn't know they made those still. Gee, the crowd is sure quiet for this hot eternal feud, and yeah, there's nobody here, is there? Come on, this is the nerd and the irate guy. It's the nerd and the Boers in the same match. They're going to settle this thing once and for all, and nobody wants to watch. Uh, no. Oh, well, okay. So, so this is an empty arena match, I guess. See, even the dog, she's scratching herself at the moment. She doesn't want to watch this match even. Anyways, yeah. Figured there'd be more of a turnout. We're even wasting money on pyro here. And Titantron. Give the Boers credit, he's actually into the performance, even though there's nobody there. He's probably cheering to the ghosts. He's acknowledging the ghosts in the audience. There you go. It's a pro Boers audience with ghosts. And they're gonna have 90-minute conversations with the dead. That's only 54 of it is not even, because it's all prep and stuff. And again, why do I care? This is more for the benefit of people who care for this sort of thing. I'm just gonna sit back. We're gonna watch this match and we're gonna enjoy this 30 minutes of two guys long past the point of relevancy beat the crap out of each other for 30 minutes. And the idea behind an Iron Man match, for those unfamiliar, you score pinfalls, you score submissions, it doesn't end the match. The match ends after 30 minutes, and whoever scores the most falls at the end of 30 minutes wins, and we're calling it a day. And that's all we're gonna do. And so far, the nerds, oh, spoke too soon. I was gonna say the nerds doing pretty good, but right back on the Boers. I expect this to be a rather slow, rather boring match between two personalities. This is sad. And apparently we still have despite having no people, we still have, the occasional chants and bellows and stuff, as you could hear in the background. Presumably it's the ghosts cheering, or it's just canned through the intercom. to give these guys some frame of something. Anyway, so far the irate one is getting the best of the nerd. No doubt that tell-all video is giving him all the inspiration he needs to finally get back at Uncle Jimmy over here. Or, excuse me, the nerd. Because there's a difference or something, I don't know. Anyways, nerd kicks out before the count can be administered.
And you gotta love that capacity crowd in the audience. You know, it's an empty arena, but all the ghosts are following this and they're cheering the Boar's efforts. You know, with that nice bulldog that he's just pulled off. Boar's going for a submission maneuver, but I think it's a little too early for that. And clearly the nerd was able to power out of that move rather easily. Anyway, so far it's pretty even. Ooh, and a DDT by the nerd. The Boar's no-sells that. Steve Austin would probably frown at that kind of performance, but nonetheless, it's able to give the nerd an upper hand. That clubbing elbow that the nerd likes to do. I notice he does that quite a bit here. And he's going to go for another one, of course. The nerd getting the upper hand here, that's actually not that bad of a move. And the nerd's motto seems to be, if it works once, use it, and use it again. Nerd going for a cover. That's our first 1 count of the night, ladies and gentlemen. This is a really intense fight, but still early in the game.
Elbow to the face, that's always a good move. Nice little effective thing there. And he's doing that move. Loves to do that move. Boris kicks out one more at a 1 count. So far, neither man has scored a fall over the other. It is still 0-0. Another elbow to the face. Going back to the headlock. Going for an Irish whip. Clothesline. Takes the Boars down. Boars recovers quite quickly.
Little over 26 minutes remaining in this match. Neither man has scored a pinfall or anything else, and the nerd is having the upper hand here over the Boars, which no doubt makes his fans happy. And, looks like a high-risk maneuver by the nerd. And it is, yes, a superplex off the top rope. And the nerd looks like he's going to go for a belly to... Wait. Ooh. A little cutter type move there in place of a suplex. Changed his mind there a bit.
The ghosts are, they could care less about... Clothesline takes down the Boars. Nerd is really holding up his end of the bargain. And the Boars strikes back with a quick punch.
Ooh, lack of respect with that back blow and a bulldog by the Boars. The Boars is really, knee to the face. You can never go wrong with a knee to the face. Now the nerd's taking it in the ass. Probably his favorite position. No, that's the other guy. I'm sorry. Anyways, Boars, what a maneuver, I guess. And it looks like Boars is not only going to open up on the nerd, he's going to open up the nerd, period. And yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, we've got color. The nerd has been busted wide open by the Boars. And the Boars clearly ahead of the game here. Some rather choice strikes. That was a sloppy maneuver, but I guess it got the job done, so good for Boars. Oh, and a quick punch to the nerd. Irate one's shuffling about. Ooh, we've seen this before. Another left hand. Oh, the Boars is shuffling. He's a shuffling, Tony. And a right hand takes the nerd down. And a nice little pre-celebratory shuffle. Going for the cover, and the nerd. That probably won't... Oh, the nerd's pissed now. I think, if anything, that woke him up a bit. That really woke him up. We're still a little over 24 minutes into the match. Neither man scored.
Scoop slam. Middle of the ring. Nerd's holding his head. He doesn't look too well. But he could still turn things around. He's doing a good job of it so far. Nice roll there. Going for the pin. And Boars kicks out. Ooh. That was a nice move. But not enough to keep the Boars down. 1 count. So far, the most we've gotten was a 1 count.
And that only shows the desire from these two individuals in wanting to prove their superiority over the other. That sounded stupid. Oh, the Boars is... He's going... Looks like he's setting up the Nerd for the... Could it be? Yes, it's the irate Cutter. The move has taken down many before him. That I could count on one finger, but that didn't take the Nerd down this time. That kick looked a bit suspicious, but... Oh, right to the eyes. That takes the Nerd down. Nerd's not looking too healthy here. Holding his head a bit. I don't think that's... But so far, neither man has a clear-cut advantage. You know, neither man has scored a fall over the other. Despite many attempts, but so far, again, all we've gotten so far was 1 counts. The Nerd's got a bit of color, so I guess you could say the Boars has the advantage here just based on that, but it's been pretty even so far. You know, it's only a matter of... This is as much about endurance as it is about pure strength. It's how long you could last in a match. Because the match only ends when the time expires. And Boars is opening up on the Nerd more. Listen to that, ladies and gentlemen.
The ghosts are chanting he's hardcore. There's nothing hardcore about this match. Anything and everything goes. You can go for a pinfall in the ring, out of the ring. If you want to use weapons, you can go for it. There are no rope breaks. And out the Nerd goes onto the floor. And now the Boars and the Nerd are going to go at it outside of the ring.
The Nerd clubbing that elbow to the head of the Boars. And the Nerd's looking for... I guess he's looking for a weapon of some kind, or I guess not. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is an quote-unquote Iron Man match. 30 minutes. Whoever scores the most falls within that 30-minute period wins the match. This grudge match that's apparently 50 years in the making or something like that. I don't know. But you could score falls through pinfall, submission, in or out of the ring. There's no preference. There's no holds barred or anything of the sort. It's not about power. It's about endurance. It's about how long you could last. And both guys are lasting pretty long thus far. Though the Nerd was opened quite early within the first 5 minutes of the match. So, but both men still in the fight, still have a lot of fire in them. The Nerd clearly, you know, on the offensive here. Irish rip to the corner. The Nerd's holding his head. That does not bore well. And that probably wasn't a smart move because that used the head quite a bit. But didn't seem to phase the Nerd. It did phase the Boars a bit because he's on the ground. He just got up. Another lock up. The Boars with the advantage.
Headbutt, ooh. It's a nasty, irate headbutt, to be sure. And we're going for another irate shuffle. He's done quite a few of these so far in this match. They usually get the job done, but this time, you know, for the Nerd's been doing some training. You know, usually when I have these kind of matches and the Nerd's involved, well, he's only won like one. And the rest of them, he's come up a bit short. But some time has passed. His stats have been buffed a bit. So, doesn't seem to be much help because the Boars is on him. Ooh, that was a nasty crash to the ropes. Ooh, what a maneuver. Boars is going for the pinfall. Nerd kicks out almost immediately. Now 18 minutes 50 seconds remaining in this contest. And thus far, ladies and gentlemen, neither man has gone for a fall. We are still clean as a sheet on the scorecard. Elbow to the face by the nerd. Into the turnbuckle. Looks like the nerd's going to go for another high-risk maneuver. Possibly another superplex. And nerd's holding his head there. Another elbow to the face. Nerd's outside the ring. Boars is going to follow. And the Ghosts seems to be satisfied. The Ghosts seem to be satisfied in this empty arena match. To the railing. Another headbutt by the Boars. Going for the pinfall. 1 count. Nerd is able to kick out. This is riveting stuff here, by the way. Another vicious headbutt. Another vicious, irate headbutt. And we're going to follow it up with yet another shuffle. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this match does not end until the entire 30-minute time period has allotted. And whoever scores the most falls by the end of the 30 minutes wins the match. Thus far, as you've just seen on the scorecard, neither man has gone for that first fall. Excuse me, neither man has scored the first fall, I should say. God knows there's been plenty of opportunities. Boar's going for another cutter. And of course, the fall's right behind the ring where nobody can see it. Because there's nobody in the arena, save for the Ghosts chanting. Or that's probably added in post-production. I will pretend that that is the case, because this is a taped match. Or something, I don't know. Whatever the case may be. Another suplex by the nerd on the Boars. Ooh, what a nasty kick. And it looks like the Boars might have been busted open. Yes. They're 13, 14 minutes into the match. It looks like the Boars has been busted wide open. And now both men, ladies and gentlemen, are wearing the proverbial crimson mask. The Boars is going to stay outside the ring for a bit, prompting the nerd to go outside the ring. And he's delivering a kick that wouldn't earn him a green belt in the local YMCA. Boars following it up with his own kick that wouldn't earn a green belt at the local YMCA. Or even a McDojo for that matter. But anyways, enough vague analogies. It's back to this. You could tell I'm excited watching this thing. This is so frickin' exciting. 15 minutes have passed. We're at the halfway point of this matchup and still nobody has scored a first fall. Boars is going to go for that move again. Another fierce maneuver. And now the Ghosts start chanting USA for some reason. And again, nice little reminder there. The scorecard is clean as a sheet. That could change. No. Spoke too soon. Ooh, what a belly-to-belly by the Boars on the nerd.
The Boars picking up steam here. Another sound for good. Oh, what's it? Oh, the crane kick takes the nerd down for a 1 count. Well, he gave it the old college try at least, but the nerd seems to be having the advantage once again. The nerd stomping continually. The nerd's going to have to change his strategy soon because if he doesn't, like I said, he relied too much on those kicks. Rewards for his effort is another irate cutter, which takes the nerd down, and much like the first time, kicks out on a 1. Ooh, and a DDT by the nerd takes the Boars down. And it looks like that might have stunned the Boars, but that's not going to stop the nerd from bashing his head in, which I'm sure he would have loved to do in real life. Boars with a belly-to-belly. Going for the pinfall. And a 1 count. I think the most exciting thing will happen when... Ooh, another DDT by the nerd. If it worked once before, try again. And the nerd, a white Russian leg sweep. Or side Russian, whatever. It's a sweep. It puts him down on the floor. Boars with that punch. The nerd connected with his. And right into the... that's gotta hurt. Ouch. Back in the ring, the Boars goes.
Now the Boars is also holding his head. It's one of those matches where you get to hold your head, and yet neither man has scored the first fall in this match. And the nerd's, he's a clubberin', Tony. He's a clubberin'. Ooh. Nice to see that out of the arsenal of the nerd. Oh, so far we've seen steel steps, but we have not seen... And now the ghosts are chanting for some guy named Icon. You know, this Icon fellow is pretty over. I think the WWE should sign him to a contract. I don't know if he could work a match, but hey, he could get a nice little reaction. But back to this exciting contest between two people who have long since left the realm of relevancy in the form of the nerd and the Boars. And the nerd, and once again the ghosts start chanting USA. Next thing you know, they're going to start chanting for Hogan. I better not give them any ideas. Now the Boars is going for the straightforward approach of punching the guy in the face. And he's going to do it again. Okay, fine. We're down to 11 minutes, less than 11 minutes.
And the irate one looks like he's setting up for another irate cutter. This would be like, what, the 3rd time, the 4th time? I've lost count. Ouch. Nerd's kicked out of this before, but I guess what? 1, 2, 2. Oh my. And the irate one just scored the first fall in this match. A little over 10 minutes left. So yes, your eyes do not deceive you. As soon as we bring up the scorecard, 1 count. The irate one, the Boars, is 1-0 over the nerd. But the nerd still has 10 minutes to tie that up and maybe get another advantage, I guess, or something. Both men are tired. Another belly-to-belly by the Boars. And, bit of a rest period there.
No, he's not hardcore. None of these idiots are hardcore. They're not even using shovels or chairs or anything like that. They're just sort of kicking each other and elbowing each other. I've seen kittens more hardcore than these two clowns. Another belly-to-belly suplex. The Boars apparently getting lessons from Brock Lesnar. You know, if all else fails, just suplex the fucker. Was going back to the punches in the face. And back into the ring, the nerd goes. Another kick to the gut. Another irate shuffle. The nerd's not looking too well. Nerd's got to come back somehow if he wants to stay in this match.
Boars is going for the cover. Could it be a... No. Didn't even reach a 1 count that time. Oh, but the nerd... Ooh, what a maneuver by the nerd. And could this be the one that scores him the first fall? Yeah, the nerd's back in the game. We're 1 apiece, ladies and gentlemen. Nerd's going to go for that maneuver again. Hoping to even get another fall. That was unfortunately just a 1 count, and the Boars, what a kick to the sternum. And, ooh! The Boars got the Nerd in the crossface. The Nerd's in the submission maneuver. The Nerd is having the life sucked right out of him with that crossface by the Boars. The last thing Nerd wants to do here is tap out. Least of all to the Boars, and he was able to escape that maneuver rather easily, I should say. And belly to belly by the Boars. Boars is tiring, but he's going for the cover. And it's a 2 count. And the irate one is once again in the lead. 2 falls to the Nerd's 1. And we're a little under, 7 minutes, 40 seconds into this contest. And I'd like to think the Nerd's strategy, if he could get around to it, would be to try and get those 2 falls to eventually win the match and give him a bit of an advantage. And the Nerd's back on the outside. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, falls could take place in the ring, out of the ring. It really doesn't matter. There are no DQs. There are no countouts. No holds barred applied here. Anyways, the Nerd, with his own head holding, back in the ring. Oh, and a DDT by the Nerd. And that one was applied with a lot of force. The Nerd with a clubbing elbows. And, the Nerd's going for a cover. 1 count. 1 count. I think he should have stuck with the DDT. That would have scored him a win. The Nerd takes down the Boars. A nice little move there. And the Nerd with his own submission maneuver on the Boars. And the Boars looks to be in extreme pain, especially with that knee jammed into his back. And, the Boars may have to submit. And the Nerd might be able to tie things up again. And look at the Ghost chanting for Icon. I don't know who this Icon character is, but WWE should really sign him. I don't know. Forget another John Cena rematch. Book him with Brock Lesnar. And, ooh, a nice little move there by the Nerd. The Nerd roll-up, I guess he calls it. And he didn't get it with the submission, but he did get another pinfall over the Boars. So now we're 2 apiece, ladies and gentlemen. And that woke the Boars up quite a bit. Into the ropes, the Nerd goes. Oh, what's he going to do here? It's a high-risk maneuver on the part of the Boars. I don't know if this is a good idea, especially with under 6 minutes left in the match. And, looks like the Ghosts aren't too happy with that. But back in the crossface, the Nerd goes. And Boars is right in the middle of the ring. Now, the Nerd escaped this one move before, but it's smart positioning right in the middle of the ring by the Boars. And it looks, the Nerd tapped. The Nerd taps. The Nerd taps. Yeah, that means he gave up. So, once again, the irate one, the Boars. 3 falls to 2. Once again, in the lead. The Boars, hoping to capitalize on that, only got a 1 count. And it's another cutter by the Nerd. It all looks like cutters. I don't know the actual moves. That earns him a 1 count as well. And we're 5 minutes in. We're in the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. Another move by the Nerd. He loves to go for those clubbing elbows, but that isn't getting the job done. The Nerd needs to at least tie this up, if not score 2 more in order to win the whole shebang. In either case, I think the last thing he would want is to lose to the Boars, who... what the fuck is he trying to do there? I don't know. But the Nerd is down, so it got the job done, I guess.
And despite the fact that we've had 5 falls in this match, they're still kicking out at 1. Unless it's a really, really big move. An arm drag takedown type of thing. Both men obviously tired. I'm certainly tired just watching this thing. Ooh. High risk maneuver by the Nerd didn't really pan out. Nerd's kind of grounded at the moment. But the Boars is going to capitalize with an elbow and a stomp. And a kick to the gut. There you go. Into the turnbuckle goes the Nerd. Now it's the Boars' turn to try a high risk maneuver.
And it looks like he might be going for another... Could this be... Yes, another superplex off the top rope by the Boars, who's also holding his head. That's what they've been doing a lot. They've been holding heads, and the Boars from behind, I guess, changed his mind, whip into the ropes. This little tackle type thing, I guess. Could... Oh, what's this? Could this be another superplex? It is. The Nerd has his club and elbows and DDTs. The Boars has his superplexes and belly to belly. Maybe he should fight Brock Lesnar for the world title. And Brock would probably just kill him. Like 50 fucking suplexes. Just like their SummerSlam match or something. I don't know. Brock is happy in his farm, I guess. I don't know. Who cares? Meanwhile, 2:30 left in the clock. The Nerd's better pull 2 falls out of his ass. Otherwise, he's losing 3-2 to the irate one. And the last thing he wants to do is lose. And also the last thing he wants is to be the victim of another irate shuffle. Another jab there. Oh, he's a shuffling, Tony. He's a shuffling. And a right hand takes the Nerd down. Again. It's probably going to get him another 1 count. I'll tell you what, though. We've had a lot of 1 counts in this one fight to the finish. But I have to stress the Nerd. You know, we're under 2 minutes now. Oh, another 1 count. This is such a shame. Nerd better hit a couple of big moves to get a couple of big falls. Because otherwise, riots all over the world. Probably not. Nobody's going to care enough. But I don't know what the deal was with that punch, but he whiffed that fucker real bad.
Well, takedown. The Boar irate. The irate is cinching up. Elbows to the face. And it looks like another irate cutter. There you go.
Could this be it? Oh, it's another 1 count, of course. Hey, Nerd, I hate to break it to you, but you only got a minute left in the match. You better hit a couple big moves to get a couple big wins. And we're getting a USA chant for some reason, even though... what does it matter? Hey, Nerd Boy, if you can't score 2 falls within the next 40-something minutes or 40-something seconds, 40 seconds, the Boars is having a clear advantage here. You want at least 1 fall to at least tie the thing because, hey, a tie is better than losing to the Boars. And right now, buddy, you're losing like a proverbial sack of something. I don't know. Diarrhea dick waffles or something. I don't know. Crap. That was a 1 count. Nerd needs a big move in the next 15 seconds. Could this be it? Another club and elbow. And looks like the Nerd can finish this guy. Oh, looks like a neck breaker. Ooh, a devastating neck breaker. Going for the pinfall. No, he's going outside. The Nerd went outside. The Nerd could have went for a fall to actually at least try to tie it up, and he went outside. The fuck is wrong with you? For fuck's sake, man. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the final... whatever, what am I kidding? People are going to bitch about this to the end of time. Boars is probably going to bitch about it to the end of time, but in any case, in this fantasy world, the Boars, 3 falls to the Nerds 2, emerges victorious, and I'm done with this shit. Oh. Yeah, so this was this is no doubt going to be polarizing, but it's done in good fun, I guess, I suppose. And yeah, we're done. Okay. I think I chimed in my 10 cents in this, so there you go. The end. Thanks for watching, I guess. Good night. See if I could get around to doing that DSP thing. Probably not.
Hey, fuckface. What the fuck was that? Why didn't you go for the win? Do you realize how stupid you looked climbing the top rope with seconds to spare? Do you realize how bad this makes our Lord and Savior Master James looks, you asshole? Nobody is allowed to make the almighty James look bad but me, motherfucker Mike.
Who gives a shit pickle about that ghost hunting jackass? At least I still have my fans. Those fucking idiots will eat up anything I feed them and still love me. So that boring skylanding hammer can take the win, everyone will still hate him anyway. Now, why don't you go back home to fucking Elmo or jacking off to Muppet Smut? That's practically all you do in bed, isn't it?
You fucking loser. Get the fuck off my property, bitch.
Wait, Mike's coming out for some reason? You mean we gotta extend this shit further? Crap. Oh look, the boards is all cleaned up. I guess they cleaned the blood off his face, because this is a family-friendly show. Either that or that's a recycled clip, but anyways. So I guess Mike is gonna attempt some revenge. He got the first shot in, but looks like the Boars is having none of that. Going for his irate cutter. I'm sure it's gonna be like a one count or something, or I don't know. And okay, so the Boars not only, got a victory over the Nerd in the prior contest, but apparently he beat Mike in rather short fashion. Look, I don't care. Look, I don't care. We're done here. Good night.